In the news this week, Asher's Baking Company goes to the Supreme Court. A fresh attempt is made to change the law on assisted suicide, and a Channel 4 presenter calls for pornography to be shown in sex ed lessons. Hello. Daniel MacArthur has spoken of how Jesus Christ has been with his family throughout their long trial ahead of this week's Supreme Court appeal. The MacArthur family own and run Asher's Baking Company, which is being sued for declining to create a cake with the campaign slogan "Support Gay Marriage." Mr. MacArthur told the assembled media why the bakery turned down the order and how the case has affected his family.
We didn't say no because of the customer. We'd served him before, and we'd gladly serve him again. It was because of the message. This has always been because of the message. We're often asked, has this been hard for us as a family? And yes, it has been hard. But we don't go through this alone. Jesus Christ has been with us every step of the way, sustaining us with His grace and His peace. We know that through His coming to die for us, that we can find forgiveness for sins, that we can be saved, and we know that He has done far more for us than we can ever do for Him.
Representing the taxpayer-funded Equality Commission for Northern Ireland, Robin Allen QC claimed the MacArthurs want to be relieved of the obligations of equality law. But Asher's QC, David Schofield, said the notion that a Christian can practice their faith on Sundays but must forget it on Monday is not real freedom of religion and certainly not freedom of conscience. The Christian Institute is supporting the MacArthur family in their case, which has already cost £200,000. A ruling is expected before the end of the year. In other news, a man seeking to change the law on assisted suicide has had his case heard at the Court of Appeal. The High Court ruled against a change last October after Noel Conway, who suffers from motor neuron disease, argued that the law is not compatible with his human rights. Conway was granted permission to appeal his case and is being supported by Dignity in Dying, formerly known as the Voluntary Euthanasia Society, and Humanists UK. However, others have raised serious concerns over the dangerous consequences of legalising assisted suicide. Pro-life organisations Care Not Killing and Not Dead Yet UK will be represented in court. Earlier, we spoke to Dr. Peter Saunders from Care Not Killing about the case.
The current law strikes the right balance. The penalties it holds in reserve with its absolute ban on assisted suicide act as a very strong deterrent to exploitation and abuse, whilst at the same time giving discretion to prosecutors and judges to temper justice with mercy in hard cases. It doesn't need changing. And whilst having every sympathy with Mr. Conway, any change in the law to allow assisted suicide would inevitably place pressure on vulnerable people to end their lives out of fear of being a burden on others.
A doctor and TV presenter has said that showing pornography in school would be very helpful for children. Dr. Christian Jessen, who used to present Channel 4's Embarrassing Bodies, made the claim during an interview with the Daily Telegraph. He called for parents to make their kids cringe and squirm by watching pornography with them and said it would also be helpful in sex ed lessons. Most parents won't have the gumption, but at school, that could be a good thing. Get them to watch this video of a man being fairly aggressive to a woman in porn and talk about that. Parents would be an outcry, but so what? Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.